What if your US passport suddenly wasn't enough to get you into some of the world's most fascinating countries? In 2026, rising geopolitical tensions, wars, diplomatic disputes, and stricter border controls have dramatically changed where Americans can travel. Several destinations that were once popular, or at least accessible, are now nearly impossible, extremely dangerous, or officially discouraged for US citizens. Some countries have suspended visa services. Others have closed their borders due to conflict. And in several places, simply being an American traveler can attract unwanted attention. Today, we're counting down 10 countries where Americans can no longer easily visit in 2026, and explaining exactly why. Let's begin. Number 10, Venezuela. Once famous for Angel Falls, Caribbean beaches, and breathtaking natural beauty, Venezuela has become one of the most difficult destinations for American travelers. Years of political instability and broken diplomatic relations between Washington and Caracas have transformed travel into a complicated process. The U.S. Embassy has suspended normal operations, meaning Americans inside the country have extremely limited access to emergency consular assistance. Crime remains a major concern, including kidnappings, armed robberies, and violent street crime in several regions. Obtaining visas has also become much more difficult than it once was. While travel is not legally impossible, the practical challenges make Venezuela one of the least accessible countries for U.S. citizens in 2026. For most Americans, the risks far outweigh the rewards. Number 9. Belarus. Belarus has become increasingly isolated following years of international sanctions and regional tensions. Its close military cooperation with Russia has placed the country under intense global scrutiny. Many Western airlines have suspended flights. Visa procedures have become more restrictive. The U.S. government continues to warn travelers about arbitrary law enforcement, possible detention, and limited ability to provide emergency assistance. Border crossings can change without much notice, creating uncertainty for visitors. Even experienced international travelers are reconsidering Belarus due to the unpredictable security environment. For Americans, traveling here now requires careful planning and significant risk tolerance. Number 8. Haiti. Haiti's stunning Caribbean coastline contrasts sharply with its ongoing humanitarian crisis. Armed gangs now control large parts of the capital and surrounding regions. Kidnappings, roadblocks, shootings, and shortages of basic services have made normal tourism nearly impossible. Commercial flights operate only on limited schedules, while transportation inside the country remains highly dangerous. Several governments continue advising citizens to avoid all travel. Even humanitarian organizations operate under strict security protocols. For American tourists, Haiti has shifted from a tropical destination to one of the highest-risk travel locations in the Western Hemisphere. Number 7. North Korea. Few countries remain as closed to Americans as North Korea. Tourism restrictions continue to make travel extraordinarily difficult. Independent travel isn't permitted, and organized tours for U.S. citizens remain extremely limited or unavailable depending on current diplomatic conditions. The absence of normal diplomatic relations means that if problems occur, obtaining assistance is exceptionally difficult. Local laws are enforced very differently from those in Western countries, and even minor misunderstandings can carry severe consequences. Number 6. Russia. For decades, Russia was a major destination for business travelers and tourists eager to visit Moscow's Red Square or the historic streets of St. Petersburg. But by 2026, the travel landscape has changed dramatically. The ongoing geopolitical tensions between Russia and Western nations have significantly affected travel. Air routes between Russia and many Western countries remain limited, forcing travelers to take longer and more expensive routes through third countries. Diplomatic relations between the United States and Russia remain strained. The US government has repeatedly warned that its ability to assist American citizens inside Russia is limited due to reduced embassy staffing and diplomatic restrictions. Americans may also face additional scrutiny during immigration checks, and changing regulations can make travel planning unpredictable. Financial sanctions can create difficulties using US-issued credit cards, while international banking services may not function normally. Although travel is still legally possible for some purposes, Russia is no longer a simple destination for American visitors. Every trip requires careful preparation, close monitoring of official travel advisories, and a clear understanding of local regulations. Number 5. Iran. Iran is home to remarkable historical sites, ancient Persian architecture, and one of the world's oldest civilizations. However, for American travelers, visiting Iran has become extremely complicated. Unlike many destinations, US citizens cannot simply book a flight and travel independently. Most Americans must arrange authorized guided tours, obtain special visa approvals, and follow strict travel procedures. Diplomatic relations between Washington and Tehran remain limited, meaning there is no US embassy providing normal consular services inside Iran. In emergencies, assistance is provided through a protecting power arrangement, which can make the process slower and more complicated. Political tensions in the region continue to increase uncertainty, and unexpected security developments can quickly affect travel conditions. While cultural tourism still exists under certain conditions, Iran remains one of the most restricted destinations for American passport holders. Number 4. Syria. Syria once welcomed millions of visitors who came to explore ancient cities such as Damascus and Aleppo, both rich in history and culture. Years of civil conflict have dramatically changed the country. Although some areas have become more stable than others, large parts of Syria continue to experience security concerns, damaged infrastructure, and unpredictable conditions. Commercial tourism remains extremely limited. Many governments continue to advise against all travel due to the risks of armed conflict, terrorism, and arbitrary detention. The United States has no functioning embassy in Syria, meaning Americans have extremely limited access to emergency assistance if problems arise. Travel insurance often excludes coverage for Syria, and transportation networks remain unreliable in many regions. For most American travelers, Syria is considered one of the highest-risk destinations in the world. Number 3. Yemen. Taking the third spot on our list is Yemen. Once known for its unique architecture and rich cultural heritage, Yemen has become one of the world's most dangerous travel destinations due to years of armed conflict and humanitarian crisis. The security situation remains highly unpredictable. Armed groups operate in various parts of the country, and fighting can escalate with little warning. Air travel is limited, airports may face operational disruptions, and basic infrastructure has been severely damaged. Medical facilities are also extremely limited, making it difficult for travelers to receive emergency care if needed. The US government continues to strongly advise against travel, citing risks that include conflict, terrorism, kidnapping, and civil unrest. Even experienced international travelers rarely consider Yemen a viable destination in 2026. Number 2. Afghanistan. Afghanistan has long been known for its dramatic mountain landscapes, ancient history, and strategic location along the historic Silk Road. However, by 2026, it remains one of the most challenging places in the world for American citizens to visit. Since the Taliban regained control in 2021, the security and political environment has changed significantly. The United States no longer operates an embassy in Kabul, meaning there is no routine consular assistance available for Americans inside the country. Travelers face multiple risks, including terrorism, armed groups, civil unrest, and the possibility of being caught in unpredictable security incidents. Infrastructure remains limited in many areas, and access to quality medical care is extremely restricted. Commercial flight options are limited and often require connections through neighboring countries. Insurance coverage may also be unavailable for travel to Afghanistan, leaving visitors financially exposed in the event of an emergency. While a small number of journalists, humanitarian workers, and aid organizations continue to enter Afghanistan under specialized arrangements, tourism is effectively non-existent. For the average American traveler, Afghanistan remains one of the world's highest-risk destinations. Number 1. Ukraine, active war zones. Taking the number 1 spot on our list is Ukraine. Before 2022, Ukraine had become an increasingly popular destination for tourists, students, and business travelers. Cities such as Kyiv, Lviv, and Odessa attracted millions of international visitors every year. However, the ongoing war following Russia's full-scale invasion has dramatically transformed travel conditions. Although parts of western Ukraine continue to function with varying levels of normalcy, missile attacks, drone strikes, and shifting military developments mean that security conditions can change rapidly across the country. The U.S. government continues to advise against travel because of the risks posed by active combat, unexploded ordnance, damaged infrastructure, and interruptions to transportation and essential services. American citizens who choose to enter Ukraine may face limited evacuation options if conditions suddenly deteriorate. Airspace restrictions also mean that commercial flights into Ukraine remain suspended, requiring travelers to enter through neighboring countries. For these reasons, Ukraine currently represents one of the most difficult destinations for Americans to visit safely in 2026. Final thoughts. One important point deserves emphasis. Difficult to visit does not always mean legally impossible to enter. Travel policies can change quickly based on diplomatic relations, security conditions, or government decisions. In some cases, entry may still be possible with special visas, organized tours, or specific purposes such as journalism, humanitarian work, or official business. Before traveling internationally, Americans should always check the latest travel advisories from the U.S. Department of State. Verify visa requirements with the destination country's official authorities. Purchase appropriate travel insurance that covers your destination. Register your trip through official traveler enrollment programs when available. Monitor local news and security updates before and during your trip. Being informed is the best way to travel safely. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. That concludes our countdown of 10 countries where Americans can no longer easily visit in 2026. Were you surprised by any country on this list? Have you ever visited one of these destinations, or is there another country you think should have been included? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and want more updates on global travel, immigration, visas, and international news, don't forget to like this video, to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest uploads. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.